The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello all, thank you for joining us today. On behalf of everyone at Mitra Innovation, it's a pleasure to welcome you to our latest webinar. My name is Claire, the Marketing Events Manager here at Mitra Innovation, and I'll be your webinar host today. We're very excited to talk to you about Mitra Innovation's machine learning models that are currently available on the AWS Machine Learning Marketplace, with a particular focus today on the neutral style transfer. So just before we get started, a little housekeeping. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box on your control panel, and we'll answer as many of them as possible at the end of the session. Just before we do get stuck in with all the meaty content of today, I'll just give you a quick overview of Mitra as an organisation. So founded in 2012, Mitra has helped numerous organisations, entrepreneurs and investors embrace innovative solutions to enable them to be truly competitive in their sector and thrive in an ever-changing digital environment. We help companies achieve their digital goals via a whole host of services, including product incubation, digital transformation, machine learning, integration and cloud migration. Underpinning this are the company values that ensure we deliver customer-centric, innovative solutions which are driven by our passion to deliver excellent quality. So without further ado, I will hand you over to Nirojan, who is one of our senior software engineers here at Mitra, and he will guide you through today's exciting webinar. So over to you.
Thank you, Claire. So hello everyone and welcome to the webinar. And today, let's initially walk us through let's walk through the agenda to get a heads up of what we'll be talking today. So today we'll be talking about AWS ML and the AI Marketplace and what we can get from this AWS ML and AI Marketplace. Then we'll talk about AWS machine learning product called AWS Sagemaker and how we can publish machine learning models and subscribe machine learning models from Marketplace and how to intertwine with AWS Sagemaker. And we'll be also looking at the buyer workflows and the seller workflows in the Marketplace. And finally, we'll be looking at our new machine learning model which is published in the Marketplace called Neural Style Transfer and the use cases. And our engineer Nitushan will do a hands-on demo on how to deploy the model in production and how to infer the model in real time. So let's start the webinar by talking about the AWS ML and AI Marketplace. So this is one of the biggest announcements of this year. And previously, AWS Marketplace provided only two options. Either we can deploy using AMI or a cloud formation stack to a pre-configured software, and we can host it in our own infrastructure. Now, in today's time, we can deploy machine learning models using SageMaker. So one of the advantages in using this ALMI marketplace is, let's say we have a scenario of developing a web application or mobile application, and it has a machine learning part to it. Let's say, for example, an image classification part to identify the objects in the image. So for that, there are two ways to do it. Either we can learn the underlying technology and try to train our machine learning model and to come up with our own machine learning custom model and to put it in the deployment and use it. Or if we don't know the know-how of how to do something, we can simply search for the appropriate model in the marketplace, and with one click you can subscribe and start using in an instant time. So this is what AWS ML Marketplace brings us, and this is a first step towards democratizing machine learning to the masses. So this provides so before we deep dive, let's also look into what AWS ML Marketplace offers. So if you go through the taxonomy of all the offered categories, there are around 53 machine learning categories, and there are around over 200 trusted machine learning curated models and packages where you can use them. And there are also around 30 plus launch partners who continuously publish their improved and newest machine learning models to this platform. And the cost is also not relatively high. There are many packages which has a free costing option or with a free trial, and there are models as paid license types as well. So you can browse through them and select the appropriate model you want, and also you can choose the hardware or infrastructure you want it to be running on. For example, either CPU optimized one or a GPU or multi-cluster GPU. Then you can instantly start using this machine learning model. And when talking about ML Marketplace, you might ask what we can actually get from this ML Marketplace. So technically, there are two major things we can take from ML Marketplace. One is algorithms. So I'll talk in the latter part. AWS SageMaker offers many of the mostly common option. So we can simply use that algorithm. But if we have any specific reasons or particular scenarios where we want a very specialized algorithm which is compute optimized or memory optimized, if the algorithm is available in the marketplace, we can simply subscribe and start using it, and we can train our data on top of this machine learning algorithm and produce a machine learning model. The other option is to get a model package, which is a pre-built, pre-trained machine learning model. So there could be sellers out there who had their own proprietary data or custom data set, and who might have trained that machine learning model on top of that data, and they might offer the machine learning model in this marketplace. So we can simply subscribe to it and start using it in real time rather than trying to train the data set. So these are two of the major things we can get from the AWS ML Marketplace. So before we talk about SageMaker and how these two, AWS SageMaker and Marketplace, are connected, let's look into the basic machine learning process on what goes in the actual process on building such a machine learning algorithm or model. So if we are about to create a machine learning model, first we need to identify a machine learning problem, in the sense that real world use case where the machine learning can add benefit to. For example, if you want to predict the share price of our company for the next 3 months. So when we identify that scenario, and after we frame that business problem into a machine learning problem, we need to start collecting the data. So collecting the data in the sense we will collect the daily share prices and maybe the newspaper articles related to the company's reputation, and then we'll start aggregating this data. For example, we might use a data lake or a similar structure to aggregate the whole data. Then we'll start the data preparation phase on and cleansing. In here, we'll remove the null values, empty values, and we try to normalize the data set. After this process goes, as you can see in the image, the second bar, we'll be going to the third stage where we start to do data visualization on top of data. In this, we might come across interesting patterns which we can use machine learning training part. So after that, what comes is we'll be doing feature engineering, model training, and parameter training. And finally, at the end of this, we'll be getting a finalized model. This model will be evaluated in the normal evaluation technique is we divide the data into 70-30 or 80-20 ratio, and we take the 20% of the data set and test our machine learning model using that data. So if everything goes well and the accuracy is really good, we can actually use it in the production. And let's say if the data is updated each and every day, we can imply a CI/CD pipeline to this, and we can daily upgrade our machine learning model to give more accurate results. And say our accuracy is low, we might have to go to the step one and rethink the problem and think about how we can collect more data and better data. So this is the entire process which goes into when we try to build a machine learning model. So AWS has provided a product called AWS Sagemaker, which will help us to facilitate all these stages in the machine learning process. For example, it has the capability of training the algorithm and do distributed training and even hyperparameter tuning. And it also has the features to model management, versioning, and batch transformations. And it also has additional features such as ground truth, where when it comes to dataset, we need to label the dataset in order to the machine learning model to learn, algorithm to learn. So in ground truth, what we can do is we can simply upload the dataset and we can ask the humans and the machines uh, as combined to label the whole dataset. So these are a set of curated features which are offered by SageMaker. And let's also look into what are the tools which are used in SageMaker. So the underlying technology in SageMaker is simply a containerization technology. So everything will be Dockerized, and we'll be using these Docker images to train the model and even do the real-time inference. And when it comes to editing our machine learning algorithm or model, we'll be using a Jupyter Notebook. It's a web-based editor where we can execute the code in the web itself. And for standard machine learning libraries problems, we can use scikit-learn or Spark ML for distributed training. Or if it is a machine learning problem, we can use a TensorFlow or a MXNet kind of framework. So this AWS SageMaker is very important in order to publish an algorithm or model to the marketplace. So as I told before, SageMaker runs on the principles of containerization. So in order to publish our model or algorithm into the marketplace, first of all, we need to package our code. In the sense, we need to make a Docker image out of our actual algorithm or model. And so another important feature thing to note is this image should be self-contained. Self-contained in the sense in the inference phase, we can't connect to the outside internet to get more data. So it should be self-contained. So all the training data and the actual model itself should be in the Docker. And if it is too large to be held in the Docker, it should be pointing to a S3 bucket to get or retrieve the data. After packaging this whole algorithm or model in the Docker image, then the process starts, the second step starts by integrating this image to SageMaker. This can be done by using an AWS service called AWS ECS. So after publishing this image to the ECS, we can subscribe, we can actually integrate it with AWS SageMaker. And after integrating, we'll be creating a model called model package. In the end of the model package, we'll be also creating a validation profile. In the validation profile, it will run automated tests on the model to see whether it performs in the right manner. After all this step, we can simply publish our model to the marketplace by giving an end-user agreement and the pricing options to the user. And when it comes to the buyer workflow, it's actually relatively very simple. We have to simply go through the taxonomy of the machine learning problem, drill down or do the search and find out the correct machine learning model and subscribe to it. And we also have to accept the end user agreement and the pricing options. After that, we can select our own hardware to run. So for example, we can select the CPU or GPU preferred versions and we can deploy it. Start deployment and use create an endpoint out of this model package. So when we subscribe a certain model package will be added to a SageMaker which contains the same code or algorithm. So by selecting this model package, we can create a HTTP based REST endpoint and we can start using it. So this is the actual workflow which goes into when we are about to create a machine learning model in the marketplace. So let's talk about the newest addition to the machine learning models, which is offered by Mitra, is a neural style transfer. This has been a hot topic in the past few years, where the machine learning model tries to learn the artistic patterns in the image and tries to apply to the original source image. For example, in the second image, the middle image is the style image here, and the first image the source image. And as you can see in the third image, it tries to understand the style information which is in the second image and tries to apply to the Mona Lisa image. And this is a second image, a second example where the same artistic pattern has been used. And the second style is a very popular painting from a popular artist. And it also tries to replicate the same style to a normal, everyday normal image. So if you think about the use cases, this can be used in two different industries. One is entertainment and the second one is artistic design creation. areas. For example, the first image shows a very popular app called Prisma. This underlying technology under this application is something similar to the neural style transfer. So in here also we can colorize our images using different artist paintings. Or when it comes to fabric designs, we can use this neural style transfer to create new and very artistic looking images. So these are some of the use cases when it comes to neural style transfer. And we have also published a version 2, updated version of this machine learning model, which also supports multiple iterations of this machine learning model. For example, when the iterations increases when it comes to this neural style transfer, the styling effect would have a more strong effect on the output image. So I invite our engineer Nithushan to do a hands-on demo with this machine learning model and how to subscribe and how to do a real-time inference. Over to you, Nithushan.
Thank you, Nirojan. Hello, everybody. I'm Justice Nidushan. I'm an internet Mitra innovation. I'm going to demonstrate on how to use this neural style transfer machine learning model. First of all, to use this model, we have to subscribe to neural style transfer of Mitra innovation in AWS Marketplace. So that first of all, we have to go to AWS Marketplace. Here, just search for Mitra. Sorry. Here you can see all the machine learning models that were published by Mitra Innovation. You can see Bitcoin Predictor, Diabetes Detector, Abusive Text Content Detection, and Neural Style Transfer, which is our topic. So, if you see neural style transfer, there are two versions, version number 1 and version number 2. I will use the latest version for this demonstration. Just click on neural style transfer. So in this page, you can see the overview, pricing, usage, support, and reviews for this model. In product overview, you can see a small description about this product. You can see the version and the publisher, category, type, fulfillment methods. In pricing information, this model is absolutely free of charge, but take a note that Amazon Sagemaker will charge an amount on hourly basis for their infrastructure and services they offer. So you can see the instance type that this model supports is GPU instances, because this model is computationally expensive. So we have configured this model to use only GPU instances, and you can see the pricing of Amazon SageMaker in this section. So when you scroll down, you can see the usage information. There's a link which will redirect it to a usage instructions. You can simply follow them. There's an end user agreement I will show in the next page. So everything is fine. Let's continue to subscribe. In this, you can see there's an end user license agreement. This agreement is between the user and the publisher, that is Mitra Innovation. It basically says that you cannot resell it or retransfer this product to anybody else. So we will just continue to configuration. In this configure page, you have to fill 3 options. Fulfillment option by default is Amazon SageMaker, which is fine, and software version is 2.0. The region, I will select US East 2 for this demonstration purpose. If you want to select any others, it's fine. We can view this in SageMaker. So this will be redirected to Amazon SageMaker in your AWS console. Here you can see the product neural style transfer version 2.0. Just you'll select this and create an endpoint out of it. You have to give a model name. I will give as demo model. So if you see the IAM role, I will keep it as default. If you want to create new or use another existing one, you can use it. I'm not going to use any virtual private cloud. If you see the container input options, it's obviously from subscription from AWS Marketplace. That's fine. So we'll go to next page. Here you have to give the endpoint name. I will give as demo end. And for creating endpoint, you have to first create endpoint configuration. So if you have an existing endpoint configuration, you can just use it. Or if you want to create a new one, I will show you how to create, because there are a few things to be considered. So I will leave this name as default. If you want, you can change it. You can see the model name is demo model that we gave earlier, and instance type, this is what I was talking about. MLM4X large is not a GPU instance. So I told earlier that this model only supports GPU instance. So we have to change this. In order to change this, just click edit and select any accelerated computing instance type and click on save. So just create an endpoint configuration. You can see the endpoint configuration has been created successfully. So then we'll click on submit. So you can see that endpoint is getting created. The status says that it is getting created and it is not in service. That means you cannot use it to uh, uh, get an output. So I will use, for this demonstration purpose, I have another endpoint. I will just use it. Just click on the link and you will be redirected to a page where you will find the URL. This is the actual API endpoint. We will just hit this endpoint in Postman application and see. Just copy this link and go to Postman and paste the link here. Make sure the request is post request. The body tab is clicked and the raw radio button is filled and the application JSON format. So this model accepts a specific application JSON format. I will show you the format first. So this is the format. You can see there are three key value pairs. Content, style, and iterations are the keys. The value content will take is the base 64 characters of your content image, and this value of style is base 64 characters of the style image. Base 64 characters will look like this. So you can find so many online tools to convert an image into base 64 encoded characters. You just have to copy and paste it here. So about these iterations, this parameter is the one which tunes the number of iterations the model is going to run. So I will recommend you to give some reasonable amount of iterations so that it is not very computationally time consuming. Just make sure that you get an output within 200 or 120 seconds. So for this demonstration, I will use this content image. This one is the content image and this one is the style image. You can see the output is like this. So you can see the content image, the structure of this will be preserved. I mean that the structure of the tree and the background will be preserved. And the style, this will look like it is painted with the style of this mosaic style image that I have used. So if the input is fine, you just need to click send and you will get an output within 1 minute. So that's how neural style transfer works. Hopefully you should have understood the context of neural style transfer and how to use this model that is published on AWS Marketplace. Over to Nirojan.
Thank you, Nithushan, for this hands-on demo. It was quite interesting. So In today's webinar, we talked about, to give a summary, in today's webinar, we talked about what is AWS ML Marketplace and what we can get from it, and what is AWS SageMaker and how we can publish a machine learning algorithm or model in SageMaker. And we also learned about the new machine learning model which is offered by Mitra, which is the newest type transfer, and how we can subscribe and use it in a real-time scenario. So hope this gave a clear understanding on how the whole ML marketplace scenario works. So to continue the presentation, I'll hand over the presentation to Claire. Over to you, Claire.
Thank you, Nirojan. It's been great to hear from you guys today and find out a bit more about the models, especially the neutral star transfer. It's really interesting to see how it all works. So I don't think we've got any questions today, so just head on with closing this session. So if you do have any questions or want to find out any more about the models, then just use the information on the screen, email innovate@meettry.com or call 0203 908 1977. Thank you again for your time today. We hope you found the webinar useful. If you'd like to join us again, you can find more details on our upcoming webinars on our website. Thank you again and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.